of a maximum 3 5-minute rounds of action. Ismagulov is in the red, Gordzis is in the black. Gordzis motion to VP of Talent Relations, Mick Maynard. This is my time.
You can see her immediately. Damir has really good fundamentals. He's changing his cadence, he's edging his way in, but just slightly out of range for that low kick. Measuring the distance very well. This is clear experience that's coming through on his part. There's the Sydney slap from Alex Gordzis immediately. He's going to get fired up, try and talk his way into this fight. There's no doubt about it.
Gordzis with a big reach advantage here. But Ismagulov has never truly been stopped. There was a doctor stoppage on his record. I didn't get to see that fight to see what influenced it, but it's not like he's been starched.
Yeah, he was very frustrated. There was even a question as to whether that was a clash of heads as well, which was debatable. But he's a tough individual. He takes a lot of shots to land shots if he needs to. But you can see here against Alex Gordzis, oh, beautiful with the right hand as well. I mean, he covers distance so well, and he hides his movement, his intention so well. Like, he's constantly shifting, he's using feints, he's testing the guard. This is where experience and years of training comes into play.
Oh, nice entry.
Really good.
Double underhooks here, forces Gordzis up against the fence, looking for that trip, and success down to the mat.
Really good at getting his hips in and throwing people over them and then securing position in the top. He's going to start working from half guard. I expect him to start passing quite quickly here as well.
Reach advantage nullified when they hit the mat. Ismagulov in top half. Nice tie up from the bottom by Gordzis, which is preventing Ismagulov from getting much posture and therefore power into his ground and pound.
See, Alex Gordzis has got the lockdown on the right leg. You can see him extend. You can see he's not got a great deal of space to get these shots off here.
Ismagulov doing well to monitor the bicep control, trying to keep Gordzis flattened on the mat. Oh, nice elbow, but there's an opportunity there for Gordzis to grab that underhook and get back to his feet.
Nice work. Good knee on the break though there. Good knee as he was standing up. Still pressure into the fence from Ismagulov, who's now on a single leg. Drags his man to the canvas one more time.
Looking out for the up kick and choosing his moments to land some strikes. Looks like he's got a little problem with his right eye. Does Ismagulov.
Constant pressure fighter is Ismagulov.
The Australia top team corner asking for a crossface, but needs to really commit to it.
Good scramble there from Gordzis, managing to keep his feet underneath him.
Curling in the elbows to the side of the head of Ismagulov.
Wrist control here as well. That's good work from Alex Gordzis. See if he can get himself off the fence here.
Good patient work here from Ismagulov as well, though. Dan just pinning his opponent up against the fence, looking for opportunities to work the knees.
Ismagulov's bound to keep in mind that this is a short notice fight for Alex Gordzis. Took this on 10 days notice, so perhaps early pressure was part of the game plan to wear him out.
Ismagulov originally scheduled to fight Joe Duffy, but he gets the tall Australian debut fighter who carries an impressive 6-0 record into this contest.
Oh, nice sprawl, good reaction time off the low kick there. Ismagulov trying to close distance, but this is better from Alex Gordzis, circling back to the centre.
Dan, have you seen how many people are in here for the first bout?
It's incredible. They love a good fight, these guys. I'm expecting some noise for the main card as soon as that starts kicking off.
Yeah, well done, Adelaide. Here supporting their guys from the off. So Ismagulov tripling up the output of Gordzis, 17-5. Last few seconds in this opening round. Oh, he got caught stepping forward, did Gordzis.
Yeah, that right hand.
A very experienced operator.
He's found a home
out to make some noise. All set for round number 2. There is Gordzis on your screens wearing the black. He's ready. Comes running out, touch of gloves. Little calmer from Ismagulov. He's been here many times before. 19th professional contest for him. Oh, nice right hand down that you were alluding to.
He hides it so well. There's no flaring of the elbow. He steps in very tight and throws it down the centre. There it is again. Followed it from a body shot that time. Starting to mix it up. That was a reaching shot, though. Well read by Alex Gordzis. Manages to separate.
I've got to try and tell this story quickly. I was working at a martial arts show, and there were a lot of Kazakh fighters that were present. And when they went back to their corners down, they got the towel, the hurricane towel, but then their coach would spray water all over them, and it was quite gnarly at the time. And it was only the Kazakh corners that were doing it. Just on top of that, one thing I noticed about Kazakh fighters was just how aggressive they were.
Yes.
So very game. Martial arts really is prominent in their culture.
Oh, I'd be pretty aggressive if somebody was spitting water at me in the corner as well. Maybe that's part of the game plan. I did notice that though, John. That was a beautiful body kick. Alex Gordzis said it was low, but I think if it was, it was deflected off his elbow.
It's an easy takedown there in the end for Ismagulov. Little resistance there as Gordzis sits down on the canvas on one hip now.
Good pressure here. Let's see if Damir Ismagulov stays away from the lockdown. You can see he's pulled his right foot to the side to try and avoid getting it caught in a lockdown. Alex Gordzis is searching for it with his left foot. He's trying to get that stretched out. He's going to grapevine his legs together now and try and extend that leg out, so he's got some control over this half guard top position.
Content to work from here, Dan. Good opportunity for strikes without giving away and risking that control. Nice low hips as well. You can just see that line across from his hips to his shoulders where he's keeping that pressure.
Yeah, very good top control. Gordzis still using the lockdown to control that right foot of Damir Ismagulov, but he's got to dig an underhook if he's going to do anything with it. He needs that left underhook. Under the right arm of Damir Ismagulov. He needs to get up on his side. At the moment you can see Gordzis is predominantly on his shoulders, which is really going to limit his ability to move in this position.
Ismagulov has been raised by his grandparents. Behind him, he's going to be offered all kinds of sponsorships, and apparently it's automatic qualifications for a role in politics, Dan. I actually quite like hearing that, though, the brand carrying such weight around the globe. Sometimes we take that for granted, but it's good to see that it's going to help these young fighters go through life.
It is definitely. Well, you know, it's a validation when you get that UFC contract and you step into the octagon. And this performance so far from Damir is validation as well. He's landing some good shots from the top position. We've seen Alex Gordzis protest to the referee a couple of times, trying to get the stand-up, but well, he paid for it the first time, took a big shot to the chin. He's struggling to get anything going here, especially without digging an underhook. He's trying to control a wrist at the moment.
Going back to that validation, Dan, I saw a video of Alex Gordzis being woken up by the Mokhtarian brothers, and they let him know that he'd just been signed or offered a UFC contract. Very emotional for him. He was in floods of tears. And sometimes I think we forget just how much it means to these athletes when they make that jump from the regional circuit to the big leagues.
Well, it's a huge step up, you know, and it's that moment when you feel like you've achieved. A lot of fighters, purely their goal is to step into the octagon one time. There are a few fighters that, oh, that was a beautiful right hand over the top. There are a few fighters that step into the octagon with the intention immediately of becoming a champion. A lot of fighters are just happy to be signed and recognized by the UFC. But once you get here, you've got to kind of re-establish your goals. You've got to set higher goals, and then you've got to start chasing that top position. And perhaps this was just a more happy to be here in the moment situation for Gordzis, who's struggling to get anything going off this bottom position.
You love me, Damir?
Do you love me, Damir? Damir, I love you. From Alex Gordzis from the bottom.
It's all good talking, but that doesn't do a great deal for the scorecards.
I'm not sure that Damir really understands him either, Dan.
No.
Another good round there for the Russian. for your continued support of UFC Fight Pass. Third and final round here in Adelaide. The Aussie Alex Gorges surely down on the scorecards after being out-wrestled here. Ismagulov showing us some of those ninja tactics.
They were quite clear in the Gorges corner that he needed a finish. Oh, beautiful. Damir now starting to let his skill set show a little more. He's definitely a talented fighter. He's just spent the first 2 rounds sticking to the basics, the fundamentals. Now he's 2 rounds ahead on the scorecard. A lot of gamesmanship from Gorges, but he needs to make something happen here if he wants this fight to not slip away from him.
Ismagulov, Dan, made his pro debut in 2014. That's a hell of a rate of activity to get to where he is today. Looking at, well, the next walkout will be his 20th professional contest.
Yeah, he's a busy fighter. He's been very active and taking on some tough opponents as well. He's not had an easy career by any means. He's had a lot of tests. He's been pushed to every nth of his game.
And don't expect him to take his foot off the gas here in the third and final round. I've seen him in 5-round fights before, Dan, where he's been coasting and then he's gone for the finish as well.
Yeah, he's always seems like he's got an extra 10% in the gas tank that he's just holding back. And, you know, if we get halfway through this round and he's still cruising comfortably like he is now, we might see some more of that, those Showtime kicks off the fence, perhaps.
Showtime is here in Adelaide with us as well, Dan.
Shout out to Anthony Pettis.
There's a little rumble there. I'm not sure if that's collective stomachs of Adelaide. It's breakfast time as well. Some hungry people out there.
There's the right hand again. Gorges just managed to get his head to the side, but was wide open for that takedown. There was no resistance at all to that.
That really presented itself.
It did. He even said to Ashkan Mokhtarian in his corner, he said, I just can't move on the floor. Every time he's in half guard, I just can't move.
Ismagulov is a former training partner of Alexei Kunchenko, who we're going to see the featured FS1 prelim bout today, this morning, wherever you are in the world.
I'm all turned around. I'm not sure what time of day it is. He flattened his back again, accepting shoulders to the mat. This is better, but now he looks to be giving his back here.
Watch out for that arm triangle set up.
Damir, not much of a submission fighter, but does have one rear naked choke on his record. Is well versed in the submissions, but he's far more comfortable to chip away at his opponent and try and get the stoppage, the TKO stoppage.
Or punch someone in the face, then.
It
Chip
works,
away,
John.
punch someone in the face.
It works, John. Proof's in the pudding.
That takedown that Ismagulov hit takes him to 5 in this contest.
5 of 13 as well. It not only shows that you know, he's been consistently trying to get this fight to the floor, but it also shows he's got a great work rate.
Yeah.
13 takedown attempts, 5 successful. He's been in control of this fight from start to finish, in my opinion.
Clearly the game plan.
And a smart game plan for someone who's got the reach advantage on you as well. And, you know, someone who's young in their career, who's aggressive and enthusiastic, has got a relatively unpredictable skill set as well, like Alex Gorges does.
Peppering away at Alex Gorges, who's slapping now.
Yeah, there's some frustration showing.
Oh, elbows now. They're looking a bit more mean. Coming down to 110 left in this lightweight fixture here in South Australia. Ismagulov on the road, making his UFC debut. Alex Gorges made the short trip over from Sydney.
Now Gorges has his left arm pinned. Does a good job of freeing that. Still no attempt to escape from this bottom position from Alex Gorges. He needs that underhook. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful elbow from the top position.
This is an opportunity. Surely he needs to explode here, Dan. I know he's trying to control the leg, but a good opportunity to come backwards and maybe use the fence. Oh, referee's allowed him
25 seconds.
Feet.
It's a good opportunity for Alex Gorges. If he's going to make something happen, he's got to throw hard in the next 20 seconds. There's the right hand from Damir again. Good
nice duck under there for Ismagulov. But
nice. Needs the midsection from Gorges.
Last few seconds looking pretty academic for Ismagulov right now.